I never imagined I'd feel so out of place, standing at the edge of the grand reception hall, clutching my clutch bag like a lifeline. The chandeliers sparkled overhead, casting warm light on every gleaming surface. The guests, dressed in their finest, mingled around me in tight circles. I'd come alone to my cousin's wedding, an intentional choice, I reminded myself as I scanned the room for a familiar face. Instead, I was met with curious glances and the soft murmur of giggles. A group near the buffet whispered as they saw me, their eyes darting back and forth. Someone offered me a polite nod, but the stiffness in their posture made me sure they felt awkward too. I pressed my lips together and forced a smile, reminding myself this was my family, these were my people. I stepped forward toward the appetizers, hoping the little plates of canapés would somehow comfort me more than their bland cheese and crackers. I felt someone brush past me, stealing a glance at my unaccompanied status. A woman with too much perfume leaned over and said, "Isn't it a shame her date canceled?" Her tone was so sweet it stung. I smiled again, more tightly this time, and whispered, "Actually, I'm here by choice." Her eyebrows shot up, her lips parting slightly, before she murmured, "Well, I suppose that's brave." My cheeks warmed. I picked at the lettuce on a plastic fork, but every bite felt heavy with judgment. The laughter bubbled again, softer this time, as though they were embarrassed by their own cruelty. I could practically hear the words, floating in the air, alone, pity, scandal. My chest tightened, and I realized tears were threatening to spill. I folded my arms, folding in on myself, hoping the sparkling gown and delicate heels might armor me against their scrutiny. I tried to lose myself in the music, a soft piano melody that wove through the chatter. I closed my eyes for a moment and inhaled, letting the scent of lilies and champagne fill my lungs. I pictured a calm ocean, the sun setting on gentle waves, and for a heartbeat I felt steady again. When I opened my eyes, though, the room still felt like a stage, and I was the punchline. Then I heard the doors swing open. A hush rippled through the crowd, and I looked up in surprise. There he was, my husband, stepping across the threshold with confident strides. He wore the same tuxedo he'd rented for our own wedding reception years ago, the crisp lines fitting him perfectly. A simple boutonniere adorned his lapel, white petals matching the bride's bouquet. He smiled, that warm, reassuring smile I knew so well, and suddenly the whispers around me fell silent. He didn't hurry to me, didn't interrupt the ceremony in progress. Instead, he strolled to the head table where the groom, my cousin, was delivering a speech. My husband placed a gentle hand on my cousin's shoulder, prompting him to pause. The microphone squeaked as my cousin blinked, surprised eyes flicking toward my husband. The guests leaned forward, sensing something important was about to happen. Without a word, my husband turned and walked directly to me. His every step seemed to push back the laughter that had stung so sharply just moments before. I rose from my spot, heart pounding, uncertain what to expect. His eyes met mine, soft and tender, and he offered his hand. I took it, trembling. He brought me to his side, facing the entire room. A hush settled again, heavier this time with anticipation. He smiled at me, his eyes gleaming with pride, and in that moment I understood. He was claiming me, protecting me, honoring the choice I had made. He reached into his jacket pocket and produced a small, leather-bound book. My breath caught. He opened it gently and began to read in a clear voice that carried through the hall. He recited vows, our vows, words spoken years ago on a day now etched in both our memories. I promise to stand by you, in laughter and in silence, in grand halls and quiet corners, to be your anchor when storms arise, and your wings when you need to soar. His voice wove through the lines, each phrase more heartfelt than the last. The guests stood, transfixed, their earlier amusement replaced by awe. Some dried unseen tears. Others straightened their posture as though realizing they had misjudged me. I felt warmth spreading through me, a sense of belonging that eclipsed any shame I'd felt. When he finished, He closed the book and wrapped his arms around me. I leaned into him, my relief so intense it brought tears to my eyes. He brushed them away with the gentlest touch and whispered, "You are never alone." His voice was soft but carried across the room, and I saw nods of understanding and respect in faces that had only moments ago mocked my solitary arrival. A ripple of applause began, hesitant at first, then building into a steady clap that filled the hall. My cousin joined in, his laughter genuine and welcoming. He stepped down from the dais and embraced me, murmuring, "I'm so thrilled you're here. You two are a beautiful example of true partnership." Guests moved closer, offering congratulations, compliments on my gown, and questions about the book my husband held. I found myself smiling for real now, the tension gone. My husband squeezed my hand and led me to an empty seat beside him at the head table. Together we sat, beaming as we watched the bride and groom share their first dance. Around us, the hall's energy shifted from superficial chatter to heartfelt celebration. Later, as the evening unfolded, candles flickering on tables, the band playing a lively tune, cake being served, no one so much as mentioned that I'd arrived alone. Instead, they saw me as part of a united front, my husband beside me, a silent testament to loyalty and love. Their laughter had been replaced by smiles and admiration. As I raised my glass for a toast to the newlyweds, I caught my husband's eye. He winked and I laughed. In that moment, I understood something profound. Love is not about making a grand entrance together. Sometimes it's about showing up alone and trusting that the one who matters most will always find you. And when they do, the echoes of laughter fade and all that remains is the strength of the bond you share.